Hello, welcome to PCMagLive. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sascha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to break down the top tech news of the day, we're going to answer some of your reader questions, and pull one cool thing off the shelf and show it to you live on camera. Let's start with the big news of the day. The New York Auto Show is in town. I'm really excited about this. Of course, there are tons of cool, hot cars that are being shown at the show. There's also a lot of cool technology. Most notably, perhaps, is the first time CarPlay is really shown out in public and people can see that, get their hands on it.
Yeah, I mean, what really interests me the most is there's going to be this battle going on over the next 2 years or so between these two concepts of computing in the car. And one of them has the car doing at least some of the processing. And the other one has the car essentially being a dumb terminal for your mobile device, which when plugged in presents a car-friendly interface, and that's CarPlay.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's really not about, they're battling over processing, but it's not, the processing power isn't really the gating factor here. There's plenty of processing power on your phone. The car, it's an incremental cost. It doesn't mean much to the car manufacturer. It's really about control and who gets to control that platform.
Well, except also from the car maker's perspective, it's about upgradability. Because one of the things that the automotive industry has really struggled with is that the replacement cycle for mobile technology and for cars is way out of whack. For cars, it is often 5 to 7 years. It's like televisions. But mobile technology tends to rev, every 2 years max. Mm-hmm. So you end up with situations like Ford with their Microsoft-based operating system that is, years and years out of date at this point, just because they don't move as fast as the mobile manufacturers do.
Yeah, even at the show, the CarPlay, the car that's actually running it is a Volvo 2016 XC90. That means that car's not coming out until the end of 2015. So this is not hitting the market inside cars anytime soon, but they've also done deals, Apple's done deals with Alpine and Pioneer, so those aftermarket kits are going to be CarPlay upgradable. And that's how they're going to try and get this out to a lot of cars in a quick fashion.
Yeah, this is one of those areas where new car companies like Tesla may have a jump on the older manufacturers. They're just faster. They are working like technology companies, which these car companies have to start thinking of themselves as. They have to start thinking of cars as consumer technology, working on a consumer technology cycle. Now, of course, how to do that with the level of safety we expect in our automobiles, that is the great challenge right now.
Indeed, and you can get more on this story and all of our car tech stories on PCMag/NextCar. We'll be covering the show as long as it's going. Also in the news, we covered this earlier this week that the CTIA and the wireless industry had announced they were deploying kill switch technology next year.
I hate that word. I hate that phrase.
Let me get the news out. But it turns out cell phone theft has doubled from 1.4 million in 2012 to 3.1 million in 2013, doubled in 1 year. It's a huge problem. The industry is responding with kill switch technology.
I hate it!
In 2015. Why do you hate it?
I hate it because it is sensationalistic and non-descriptive. Okay, it's like during that period. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this 2-year period when all of us journalists were basically forced to describe every smartphone as an iPhone killer. Okay, unfortunately that died.
Nobody forced us to do that. We did that. Some of us did that. We're not proud of it.
Okay. But this whole kill switch makes it sound like freaking Hunt for Red October or something.
So say what it does. Say what it is and why it's not a kill switch.
What this is it is a software function in devices that lets you disable them remotely if they're stolen. Okay, and this is already in Apple devices. It comes preloaded on a lot of Android devices, but it is not universal across the industry. And making it universal is the big step, and this is really a good idea. Now, my question about the thefts, though, is my snarky little question is that what percentage of those are iPhones? Because I don't know if you saw the study a couple of years ago, but this vast majority of phones stolen were iPhones, and thieves were refusing to steal other phones. And I wonder if other phones have become more desirable in the interim.
So the Apple iPhone, the leader in yet another space.
Absolutely.
The most stolen phone. Let's move on to this news story, which we thought was amusing. Microsoft just announced its Cortana personal assistant. It's going to be built into Windows Phone, but it's not evidently appropriate for children. There will be no Cortana for children. If your Microsoft account is listed under a child account with your age under 13, it will not help you. In fact, it'll tell you, if you ask it to help you, it'll say, I'm sorry, but you need to be a bit older before I can help you. Why can't children use Cortana?
Okay, children cannot use Cortana because of this dumb cover your butt law called COPA, which was passed in 2000. And COPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, supposedly prevents any website from collecting personally identifiable information from people under 13 unless they get parental permission. Now, a lot of big companies then say, oh, I don't want to have to bother with this, so I'm just going to lock my stuff out from kids under 13. That's fine. Okay,
but it doesn't work.
Yeah, the problem with COPA and with all of these laws is that they are so ridiculously easy to evade that they have very little actual functionality in the real world. I mean, think of the Reddit and Tumblr age gates. Okay, the Reddit age gate on its not safe for work content basically says, are you 18? If so, hit yes.
Yeah. So if you can read,
yes.
If you can read and click a button, then you've passed the test.
Exactly. How is that protection in any way? It is just Congress and these big internet companies covering each other's butts in some legal circumstance without making the internet really much, more friendly for small children.
No, the solution's actually pretty obvious. We just don't teach kids to read until 13.
That's an excellent point. I mean, that's what you did with your son, right?
It is. He's still working on it. Sorry, Em. Let's move on to our reader question. We got this question from a number of people on Facebook when we were talking about Project Ara last week. People were very concerned because it looks like Google's Project Ara looks like it was stolen from the phone blocks concept video that was passed around last year. They are very similar.
Yes, and the reason that they're similar is because the guy who came up with phone blocks is now working with Google on Project Ara. So all of you people on Facebook who said, oh my God, Google stole phone blocks. No, Google bought phone blocks. Bought is the opposite of stolen.
Yeah, they own it now.
Yeah.
So nothing to see there. Don't worry about it. Let's move on to one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in our lab in New York City. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you live. Today that thing is the BenQ XL 2720Z gaming monitor. We've got it here behind us. It's $529. It is a 27-inch monitor. It's not cheap, but it's built specifically to be a gaming monitor. Very fast pixel response rate, 1 millisecond, 144 hertz refresh rate, a gaming mode. It's also got a wide, just a ton of ports on the back. HDMI, DisplayPort, DVI, VGA video, because most people still use VGA, oddly enough. It's got S-Switch for even better gaming performance and 4 USB ports. This is our editor's choice gaming monitor.
Yeah, and apparently, so I was talking to Will Greenwald, our gaming expert, about this, and he said that gaming is all about fast refresh and relatively little jitter, and that this monitor is really optimized for that. So you're paying a lot for a monitor. I mean, $529 for a 27-inch monitor is a lot. Yeah. But if you are pumping those frames at a really high rate, and you don't want any of that jitter or judder, and you want to use the maximum resolution, that is the specialized instance that this monitor is for.
Yeah, really, really great. You can read John Delaney's entire review on PCMag.com, decide if this monitor is for you. And that is PCMag Live. I'll remind you to send us your questions on Facebook, via email, on Twitter. We will answer them live. We'll be back with a brand new show next week. Thanks for joining us.